Welcome back, all my 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ here with Tim's Nation, and we are going to be bringing you another Warhammer 40K battle report and pseudo practice for this weekend. Today, Lane, who has been on a hot streak with his DevWatch. I like that name a lot.
I thought of that name, but I think one of our commenters on one of the videos mentioned that was maybe the first person to put it into print or on the internet. So I don't remember who it was, but thanks.
No, but thank you. Yeah, that's going to stick. So Lane's DeathWatch, known as the DevWatch, versus my Grey Knights. And this is a twofold list. One, Lane's got the hot hand right now. And after this tournament event that we're going to be going to at North Coast Games this weekend, we're going to start looking for a GT. And if he's got it, let's have him bring one home. Bring one back, bring home a trophy and all that good stuff. So definitely want to start working with some lists and not just have Lane fully prepared to take on any flavor of Necrons. I'm playing the Grey Knights. While the Grey Knights play very similar to the Hypercrypt Legion, this plays into the bulkier, low armor save aspect of it, which with your list, you do put out a lot of devastating wounds, but at the same time, those are AP 0 and maybe AP 1 weapons. Going into Grey Knights, that may change some of the numbers.
Yeah.
So this is a good test for that, as well as the fact I'll be playing Grey Knights this weekend, so I need got to shake the rust off and get used to them a bit. So that's kind of why I made some changes to my list to practice things I haven't really run too much and all that jazz, all that stuff. You made some changes as well.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were so many different ways you could get dev wounds and Space Marines. It's something I haven't really investigated or looked into very much before, because so many of the ways you get dev wounds are just maybe one here or there. But when we start adding them up and we take that one turn of Tome of Ectoclates where we reroll hits and wounds, then they really start to add up. So today, thanks to a viewer comment, I think his name was Rick Roberts, commented that I should take the Outrider bomb, because you can take an Outrider squad and put the Chaplain on bike with it. And with the Chaplain on bike special ability is that during the shooting phase, you pick one enemy unit within 12 inches, and the whole unit gets dev wounds when they shoot that. So a 6-man Outrider squad with the attached Chaplain, and you can add an Invader ATV on there. They'll get 16 bolter shots that have dev wounds and are twin linked, so they'll get to re-roll the wounds all game long, not just during the Tome of Ectoclates turn. Plus the Gatling cannon on top of the ATV will get there too. And there's some other fun shenanigans with that as well. We put the Beacon Angelus onto the Chaplain.
There it is.
So I'm going to deep strike a massive unit that is 6 Outriders, the Chaplain on bike, and the ATV. I can rapid ingress it for free as well with the enhancement. So maybe I'll be able to do that depending on how the game looks, how the game state is, who goes first. But deep strike them, shoot out a bunch of dev wounds. Plus this week I added the Gladiator Reapers in there for more dev wounds. They're a twin-linked heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, so they will be re-rolling their wounds as well. All in all, we have 116 devastating wound shots in the whole army.
Yeah, I want to personally thank you for bringing more armor into this matchup where Grey Knights struggle with armor. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
I didn't make you play Grey Knights. Score the secondaries. Do what you do.
You did not make me play Grey Knights. Like, oh, DJ's playing Grey Knights? Here, more armor. But yeah, as he was telling me about this combo with the bikes and going through it, I'm listening to it. He's like, oh, and it does this. And my inner monologue is going, where's the deep strike lane? Where's the deep strike lane? And he tells me the whole combo, and I'm like, oh, that's it? That's not so bad. I was waiting for you to tell me it had deep strike. He's like, oh, yeah, the relics on the Chaplain. They can deep strike. So I was like, oh, there it is. There it is, Lane.
That means I'm not going to deep strike a 6-man Eradicator squad into your Land Raider.
This is true. So my Land Raider can survive potentially a little bit longer.
I have fewer tank busting stuff as well. Only 2 3-man Eradicators as opposed to last time I had those, plus the 6-man deep striking break. So. Yeah,
it comes down to maybe there might be a shot that I might be able to scream my Dread Knight in there, pop a vehicle, and then Eradicator spill out and send him to the graveyard.
Well, it depends. I mean, you got 4 up involves on that. Nemesis Dread Knight. So.
Well, we have gabbed quite a bit during the opening intro, so a couple things that we mentioned in there, and we'll say it one more time. This weekend, Lane, Zach, G, myself, will be traveling to North Coast Games in Mentor. We will be playing in their team tournament, which basically means that each one of us will partner with one of our partners for one of the 3 games. It should be a lot of fun. We've gotten some practice. I know Grey Knights really well. You and Zach have played in multiple team events. And then on top of that, last weekend, you played with an event with G, and you guys took first.
Yeah, we went to Battlegrounds to Board Games in Canton, and it was 14 teams showed up, so it was a one-day doubles event, and we did end up placing first on that, so we feel pretty good. We were kind of concerned that might have been our weakest pairing, me and Gil. That's why we wanted to go and get the practice into that. Turns out it's not too bad. No guarantees there. You know, luck plays into everything, but it turns out it's not bad.
No, definitely. And that's great. I mean, that is really seriously great to hear. And also, I don't think it, like, just to resonate, this is a one-day team event. You say 14 teams. That's 28 people. That's 28 people showing up. I mean, we're getting close to low-level GT numbers for an RT. That's pretty good for those guys. That's awesome there. And it's going to be real awesome to see everyone that shows up this weekend. Hopefully get to see all you guys there. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I'm going to come beat you up. Because if you're living in the area and I know you, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And with that being said, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for all notifications, get notified of all the content we bring here on the channel, as well as our full-length army descriptions of some of the changes that you have made, as well as some of the changes I have made, some specifically for this tournament, some little tweaks that I want to try. All in all, I'm not happy. I mean, I'm not happy. Wow, I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy with the changes being in this list for a test all around competitive. I've been kind of shy on the Tech Marine. I haven't really been satisfied with him. And the Purgation Squad means I need to do their bases, and I would rather work on my super secret project than basing Grey Knights when I still have a ton of Grey Knights on the shelf that are based and ready to go. It's like, oh wow, you're the one squad of 4 guys that's not based. And I gotta go hunt more of those bases down. Lane, tell them about your army.
All right, today's DeathWatch Black Spear Detachment. It is the DevWatch. So we've got 2 characters. We have a captain with the Tome of Ectoclates enhancement. We have the chaplain on bike who's got the beacon Angelus. We have the company heroes there to keep my captain safe. We have a 6-man outrider squad that will have 1 invader ATV attached to it. I will also have 1 lone invader ATV. We've got 2 3-mans of the Eradicators, one multi-multi on each of those squads. We've got 2 5-mans of the DeathWatch Terminators. DeathWatch Terminators can take 3 heavy weapons for a 5-man squad, so we have 3 assault cannons in each one. WYSIWYG today, I finally got the assault cannons painted. And then we've got 2 Gladiator Reapers. This is new to the list. Because they do have the twin-link devastating wound heavy onslaught Gatling cannons on them. Then, of course, 2 of the repulsor executioners. I like these big boy tanks. They're fun to use, so I kept them in the list. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, I'm going to split this up kind of 2 ways on what I'm bringing this weekend versus today. Now, one thing to note before I start talking about this, I might be compelled to put the Sigil of Exodus when I get shot at and bumped away on a character that's leading a unit. But I'm not doing that today, and I'm not doing that because of what I'm going to be running this weekend. And in the 1,000 points, Lane and I discussed this is not necessarily that terrible of a location for the Sigil, which is shoot me and I bounce somewhere else on the map, and might actually be a good place for it for what these guys' role is. But enough talking, let's talk about what it is. So what I'm not taking this weekend is going to be the Dread Knight, which is a regular Nemesis Dread Knight for that 1 CP tank shock for basically 6 mortal wounds right off rip, and the Land Raider with las cannons and medium to light tank destruction. We have a 5-man squad of Terminators led by a Grandmaster. Grandmaster giving them +1 to their charge, and there's 2 side cannons of squad, 1 on the Grand, 1 on the Terms. Then you have 2 squads of Strike. Now, I will be taking 1 squad of Strike this weekend, but today I have 2. I like playing off sticky objectives. That's a style with this list and with these armies that I like to be able to do. Lane likes to put things in there that can take them back away from me. Shame on you, Lane. But hey, I still really like the style, and not everyone plays DeathWatch. I have 3 squads of Interceptors. One of the best utilities in this list, being able to fire and fade, mounts on objectives. They can score secondaries and primaries like nobody else in the game, in my opinion. Wish they had another OC, but you know what? We'll take them as it is. I'm getting greedy at that point. Then we have the stuff that I'm taking this weekend. Now, I will be taking 1 squad of Strike and 2 of the Interceptors. I will also be taking this 10-man brick of Purifiers. One thing Grey Knights do is murder infantry, and I'm going to bring them, led by Crow, to really amp up the anti-infantry, as well as the 2 solo Livies. The newer model will have the Sigil, shoot him and he bounces away. The old model will have the older model, which is my first model, will have first to the fray, so he's able to deep strike on the first turn. So you got to give yourself little tricks like that in our advanced stage, just so we can remember all what these things do. Like
first means first. Okay.
First means first means first. Got it. And I did that more for me. But I also, something that's going to be, I'm going to try out with this list too, is putting storm bolters on the librarians. I'm tired of missing with combi weapons. It just, the -1, the 4s to hit is just really annoying.
I'm surprised they're 4s to hit.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And then, yes, it's anti-infantry. It's like, oh, but if you hit, you basically, you just do a dev wound. Well, I still need a 4 to wound. And at least the bolters against T4, I still need 4s to wound, but now I'm hitting on 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So, personally, I'd rather the bolter right now. I'm going to give it a try and see. Because at least I know it's like, well, if I'm shooting this at a Terminator, it's going to do nothing. Instead of getting myself excited, oh, that Terminator has 1 wound left. All right, here, let me shoot my combi, and I miss. And I miss. I literally rolled a 3 right there and miss. See, combis don't like me. Maybe you guys have better luck with them. I don't. And other things of luck. Lane, let's get this game going.
So follow us over to the post-game battle report to see if the combi bolters versus storm bolters are relevant at all.
Exactly.
There you go.
Should I take one of them?
I don't know. You already made your list. You're locked in. Don't change
not
on
really.
me now.
I can change.
Judge.
She didn't hear you. So, all right, Lane.
Even.
Oh, it's odd. That was close, too. That was close. All right. So, obviously, Lane, you can deploy first, and we'll be back after deployments. All right. I promise you, we are actually deployed. My army is fully deployed. I am all here. But before we talk about that, Lane, why don't you tell everyone what we are doing today?
Today's deployment is sweeping engagement. It is the pizza slices. I don't know. And then our mission special rule today is supply lines. This is just the one where if you control your deployment zone objective marker in your command phase, then you roll a d6 on a 4-up, you get an extra command point. And then our primary mission is just some basic Warhammer here. Take and hold. It's 5 points for each objective you hold on the table, up to 15 per turn.
Excellent. Awesome. So, yeah, I actually do, as I continue panning around the table real quick, I do have a lot that I'm putting in Deep Strike, as expected, being a Deep Strike army such as this, even though with my Hyper Crypt Legion, I put like nothing in Deep Strike. I will have a single librarian, the one first to the fray, he's in Deep Strike. My Terminators, 5 Interceptors, Purifiers with Crow are all in reserve, pushing me really, really, really close. Like, I think 950 points. I think it was like 945, 950 or something like that. It was really close. And then everything else will be on the board. Now, yes, I know I have a deployment zone that is about,
It goes from here over to the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Somehow DJ didn't take advantage of all of this deployment space.
Yeah, I'm sure. It has nothing to do with the tanks with giant lasers on top of them and all that. All the tanks, yeah, it had nothing to do with those. So instead, I position myself with a little bit of tech in here. So this librarian is going to hang out over here. If I go first, then he can move forward and pick on this tank. If I go second and Lane shoots, this is the one that can jump away. Either way, my Land Raider is ready to back him up. Got the Dread Knight ready to do Dread Knight things. Squad of Strike are on this objective to be able to make it sticky on turn 1 so I can move on with my life. And then this Squad of Strike is 6 inches from that objective marker. So if I go first, I could scout onto that objective and make that sticky on turn 1 and have 2 markers out on the field right away. All right, that's it for me. Lane, talk to me about your tanks.
We're here and there. So each of the Repulsor Executioners does have a 3-man Eradicator squad in it. We have 1 Reaper here ready to go and kind of cover the middle. After DJ dropped his strike over there, I dropped this Reaper here. So if those strike move over, I can maybe shoot a few of them. And then we have the Company Command Squad, or Company Heroes. I keep calling it Command Squad, but Company Heroes with the captain hold my deployment zone objective. Because of all DJ's Deep Strike shenanigans, I've decided to put this Invader ATV back here to kind of block out. I know he's got the 3-inch Deep Strike strat, so he can still sneak in here, but if he's going to do that, he's going to have to spend a CP. Otherwise, I leave too much of my deployment zone open.
Plus, I can also pop onto your turn and be able to to do things with, like move into that and take that spot during at the end of your turn and stuff like that. All that sort of weird shenanigans.
And in Deep Strike, I've got my 2 Terminator squads and my massive Outrider brick. We'll see how where they drop in today.
All right. So Lane, what are you feeling? First or second for you? Obviously, I want to go second. That's always the best friend of the Grey Knights.
Yeah, I'm fine probably either way. And get board position early because you're deep striking so much. If I get onto objectives, it's harder for you to deep strike on them. So I'll take either.
All righty.
That's you, sir.
Looks like I'll be going first. All right. Well, here's a chance. Apparently, someone had noted that I have not won a game with Grey Knights going first. So, all right. Hopefully, we can break that streak. We'll be back after Grey Knight turn 1. And as I mentioned, I will be scout moving with these Strike Marines over onto that objective. So we'll come back after the Grey Knight movement phase. All right. So, finished our movement phase. We are looking at secondaries for tempting target, as well as capture enemy outposts. Capture enemy outposts is one of those ones I do not understand why we don't shuffle it back in if you get it on turn 1. Let me know in the comments section what you think. I think that's one that should be shuffled back in. But either way, let's start going into the movement. So we did do a scout. We're actually going to go here, and this is actually kind of the flow of the turn. So our scout move, we moved up to tag the objective, make it sticky, and now we're moving forward. These Strike Marine are about 7 or 8 inches. I can't fully remember from that tank.
You said it was an 8-inch charge.
Well, it was an 8-inch charge? Okay, I couldn't remember. Yeah, so it's about an 8-inch charge into the tank, if need be, if we go into that point. Librarian moved up to put some extra hurt on it with some mortal wounds, hopefully. And the Land Raider is going to try and be a part of that to take the Reaper off of that area to protect my strike a little bit better. Dread Knight just hanging out in the back, being a Dread Knight. And the strike stayed under here just so they could sticky the objective, as well as I went first. So there really wasn't much else they could do. Our first of the fray Librarian landed back here. And he is going to take this objective and grab that one for us. And yeah, that's really just about it. So let's go into the shooting phase and see what type of damage we can do. So the Reaper is gone. And you want to know how it happened? Well, the strike, they never got to shoot because it was gone before they did. Librarian, he put 3 mortal wounds into it, and that was it. Land Raider failed with a Hunter Killer, missed with 3 las cannons, hit with 1, and put that las cannon in for 7 damage. So yeah, good job, Land Raider. You came to play today, and that's going to end my turn. So I did get the 5 untempting targets over there, and I pitched capture enemy outposts just so I can get something else. I figure maybe if it was turn 2 or 3, I might have held on to it to make Lane think about where he wants to position his guys in the back objective, but not at this point in the game. All right, passing it over to Lane in the DeathWatch turn 1.
All right, on my turn 1, I pulled, oh, look at that, capture enemy outpost. Fantastic. And assassination.
I promise you, we're not trolling here. This really just happened.
Really just happened. The only character I can see to shoot at is this Librarian who has the runaway ability, the sigil. The other Librarian who's over here, I moved my Repulsor Executioner up and to get the objective, and he just popped away with Mr. Demos, with the CP there. So we oathed these strike guys. He did sticky the objective, so even though I shoot him off, still controls it, but I need to start killing units because they keep popping up and running away and all sorts of stuff. So I will do some shooting, and we'll see if that's productive at all. So I put the Reaper into these strike guys that were on this objective. He still controls it. DJ still controls it because they are sticky, the strike squad. But we did pick them up between the Reaper and the Repulsor Executioner. I did throw the lasers into the Librarian.
The lasers.
Heavy laser destroyers. But he picked up and did his sigil thing where this enhancement. So once again, he popped away. He popped over to here so he could be safe and maybe do some damage into my Reaper next turn. And that's really then it. This Repulsor Executioner from down shot its big lasers, heavy laser destroyers, into the Land Raider. Did manage to get 1 through and do 6 damage, so got him down to 10.
That's the command point for True Silver to get a 4-up. Failed it. Did spend a CP on a reroll. I know I say rerolls are a trap, but this case it would have made Lane have to put more work into the Land Raider in later turns, and I like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out to my avail.
Yeah. That's it for my turn. I discarded both my objectives. I only get 1 CP. I did not get the bonus CP on my for controlling my objectives. So I did 5 devastating wounds this turn, but we've got a lot more to go here. So on to DJ's turn. We'll see what he pulls. We'll see what he plays.
All right, the rest of my army is now on the table and come to play. So for this turn, I got Secure No Man's Land and Extend Battle Lines. So I have Extend Battle Lines, sticky objectives, love them. And I just need to get Secure Enemy, which now I have after spending a command point to drop the Terminators within 3. They're OC3, just enough to go over the vehicle. So now we're going to try and do some damage and see if we can't push Lane out of a strong, a solid deep strike turn 2 and see what type of damage we can protect from. So I brought the Interceptors. Both units came out. One went to this objective to defend my backfield from deep strike, and then the other unit advanced up there to get on that spot. Land Raider moved in position, so the Land Raider now has options at the 2 tanks, one of which has 3 Eradicators inside. And then we brought down Purifiers, Interceptors, everything else. So I did bring everything onto the table. I'm hoping that it'll just be a little too much for Lane to be able to tech out of every Grey Knight motion. Oh, and we got a double Librarian. Going to try and see what they can do up against the Reaper with some strike in the back. Grey Knights don't fear the Reaper. Oh, the Dread Knight, he came back too. He's got eyes on both vehicles, so we'll see kind of where I want to put his weapons and how he might be able to assist as we move on. All right, let's do some shooting. All right, here we go. So in our shooting phase, we did nothing.
You did something.
But so it started out great. I rolled the first Librarian, the one in the front. I'm like, oh man, if I pick up this tank and don't use my Librarian, I can hit these Outriders that rapid ingress over here. I got a lane right here. So I did 1 Librarian and I rolled a 6, putting 9 wounds on him. Notice he's still alive though. All the other shooting, all the Storm Bolters. Yes, I know I said Storm Bolters. Heavy Bolters, Psy Cannons galore, could not take it away. Now, granted, Lane did have to spend a command point on a reroll to keep him alive. I burnt all of Lane's stored command points this turn. He even had to use it on this guy just to make my Land Raider miss. Oh, no, actually, I rolled 1s and 2s. I did it myself.
Yeah.
But either way, that's where we went with it. So now...
Well, what did the second Librarian do, DJ?
I don't want to talk about it, Lane.
You forgot to do something here, DJ.
I don't want to talk about it, Lane.
Put the wounds on him.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, Lane did Lane scared my Librarian, and now he's got 3 wounds on him already. Yeah,
he hurt himself.
Yeah,
today
that sucked. But then in the last ditch effort, the brave Purifiers landed their charge and are going to fight this tank. I haven't piled in yet, but I just wanted to stop for a minute and go, hey, there's still a chance to take out this tank. So, all right, we're going to do some combat, and we'll wrap up the turn. We did it. We picked up the tank. Crow missed, but the Purifiers did their job. So for the end of the turn, I will score a 10 on secondaries for Secure No Man's Land. Yoink. And yoink. As well as Extend Battle Lines. Same deal. And that's going to be it for my turn. I have a lot on the table, and Lane is about to do the same and put a lot of guys on the table. So I have a feeling I'm going to be picking a lot of guys up off the table, both by choice and by force.
On my turn, I failed to generate an extra CP on the dice roll, but I did pull Secure. Yeah, thanks again. Yeah, I did pull Secure No Man's Land and Storm Hostile Objective. So Secure No Man's Land just hold 2 in No Man's Land. So I've got 1 already. DJ holds this one because his Terminators are OC3 and my tank is OC5. So I just need to kill Terminators, which I think I'm prepared to do. So this is the turn, guys. This is the DevWatch Devastating Wounds turn. Even though I lost both of my Gladiator Reapers, we're going to pop off here. Surprisingly.
Yeah. I'm not an anti-tank army, and I just popped 2 tanks.
Yeah, well, those Libbies with their mortals, I mean, one of them did 9 because he popped a 6. So,
yes,
the one rolled a 1, but the other one rolled a 6, and that made up for it. So what I did was I popped my Tome of Ectoclades. So the Purifiers have been tomed, and the Terminators have been tomed. So I moved And then I also pop my sustained hits for this turn. So the entire army has sustained hits, shooting, and combat. So I moved my bikes around so they can get shots off. Instead of doing Mists of Demos, DJ decided to Overwatch. He did put some wounds on me. The Flamers are really strong here, but I tanked them on the ATV. So the ATV has 8 wounds. He took 5, so he's down to 3. And then instead of doing Mists of Demos here, DJ anticipated that I would move towards these Terminators to take this objective, storm a hostile objective, but I didn't move anywhere near here. So he couldn't bop away. Instead, I brought in everything over here. Of course, the Repulsor Executioner is going to stay right here. I'm re-rolling all hits and wounds into these Terminators. I also deep struck these Terminators up on top of here. The assault cannons are on top so they can see the Terminators and the Purifiers. We are going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot some more. We're going to record this dice rolls on camera because this is the DeathWatch Devastating Wounds Big Whammy Jammy Huge Hit DevWatch turn. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to start here, and yes, we are going to clear through pretty much all of the devastating wounds that can be dished out this turn. So, Lane, talk to us first. What do we got?
So, the Chaplain's leading the Outriders. So, he picks one target that is within 12 inches, and then the whole unit gets devastating wounds on the shooting only for that. So, the Outrider brick is with the Invader ATV is going to shoot the Purifiers. So we're starting with the Twin Link Bolters. It doesn't matter because we're rolling all hits and wounds anyways because of the tome this turn.
And sustain.
And sustain. So these are 16 shots hitting on 3s. Re-rolling. Pop my re-rolls here. Already got some 6s. Sustained.
Not re-roll. Not vision.
Nope, no need to. We got 5 sustained. Boom. So now we've got dev wounds on 6s.
And full re-rolls because Twin Linked.
Yep. Well, because of Tome and Twin Link. So either way, I'd be re-rolling. Normally, even without the Tome of Explades, re-rolling wounds, this would be full re-roll. So just pull out all the dev. Because you're 2-up armor, I don't really care about wounding. Because this is, well, it's AP1.
I got cover, though, because you can't see everybody fully and stuff. So
yeah,
so you really
that's fine. So just going for devs. They're strength 4, so 4s here will be wounds. But
you got 2 more underneath your hand there. There you go. There you go.
So if you want to, there's 1 more 6, and then 4s to wound. So you're going to owe me. So we have 7 saves plus 6 dev wounds.
So we're still looking for 2s. We only lose 1 in there. So we're going to lose 1, 2, 3 guys, and 1 guy takes a wound.
Right.
All right.
Now the assault cannon on that unit on the Invader ATV is 8 shots as well. So here's those. Reroll. This is cocked. So this is a cocked reroll, and then reroll the 1 miss. We got 1 sustained, so 9. This is also dev wound gun. Just gonna fish.
It goes full rerolls because now tome matters for this.
Yeah, normally the assault cannon or the Gatling cannon would not have the full rerolls because it's not twin linked, but we have the tome. So
strength of it though.
This is strength 5, so 3's a win.
2 wins. Okay.
So maybe 2 saves plus you got 4.
I'll save both of those. So you're going to kill 5 guys in total and have 1 wound remaining in the squad.
Okay.
All right, moving on down the chain, we are moving over here to the Terminators and the Eradicators at this time, because both of them are basically, they really only have 1 target at 1 range, and that's going to be at these Terminators over here. So which one are we going to be doing first, Lane, and talk to me about what we're shooting?
I'm going to shoot the Eradicators first because they are an 18-inch range, just in case you decide to pull. I set the Terminators up so they are within 24 inches of the back
So even
guys,
if I pull those guys? Yep.
Yeah. But I'm going to start with the Eradicator. So this is the multi-melt to hit you on 4s. Both hit.
Not good.
Wounding on 3s. This is the other tome target. So even though it's not a vehicle, I'm still rerolling wounds. Still just 1 on your end ball.
Were you sustained on that as well?
I didn't roll any.
Oh, I take it.
Yeah, I didn't roll any 6s. So D6 damage for 5.
All right, kills the Termi, and then you have your.
Then the 2 melta rifles.
Okay.
These are hitting on 3s. We did get 1 sustained.
Ouch.
Wounding on 3s because you're T5. Rerolls because of the Tome of Ectoclades. 2 more.
Oh, no. First one.
Ooh, only 1.
Second one.
Also 1.
So 1 brutal. Terminator and 1 guy down to 1. All right, so now we move over to the Terminators.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. Terminators, they're going to have 18 shots. Each assault cannon's got 6. So this is hitting on 3s. Full rerolls. Oh, good. You know what? It's a good thing we've got the tome with the full rerolls, guys. 18 dice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Half of them are ones. Fantastic.
I love it.
So we do reroll.
Okay, these all hit.
Yeah, we got two sixes for sustained.
Gotcha.
Oh, that was a 6. And then these are the rerolls. Okay. So we have a total of 5. 5 for sustained. So I'm going to throw 5 back in. Oops, so I actually got one extra one.
Okay, there you go. Oh, that's
strength 6. So we'll be winning on 3s, but we're going to fish for
6s because
6s for devs.
2 up saves.
So this one's cocked. I will rethrow that. So not a great roll to start off. Just 2. Let's try it again.
More in there. There you go. Okay. Nice.
There's 2 more. So 3s to wound you. So you're going to owe me a few saves. You can roll an occasional 1 on these. So it looks like you got 3, 6, 8 saves, and then 4 devs.
All right. So 3, 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'll give you 2 1s out of that.
So
all right. So you're going to finish off the dude, finish off and kill another guy, and then one guy's down to 1 wound. So 2 will go away. All right. So continuing over here, the repulsor is going to go into the Terminators as well too. Being that they're in that building, those buildings we give the true line of sight, kind of windows in effect on it. So the repulsor still has all of its shots. 1 guy is left with 1 wound left. So Lane, how are you addressing this?
So the repulsor is just going to start with its heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. So this is the dev wound weapon on the repulsor. So we're going to throw some dice here. Okay, so 6s are sustained, and that made up for all those 1s I rolled last time. That was a gonzo roll. So we got another one
to the mix.
So how many total 6s?
2, 4, 6, 7. And then these are also devastating.
And these are devastating. So strength 6 again. Wounding you on 3s, but we're just going to fish for 6s. So just 2 in the first roll.
Okay.
Thank you. And then I'll just throw those all again.
All right. So you finished off that 1 Terminator.
Oh, look at that. None. So just an additional 2, plus you owe me 7 more saves.
All right, 7 2-ups. Save all of those. So we're just taking the 2. All right, what do you got? And it's not now. We're not done though yet.
Yep. So next we'll throw the heavy bolter. I'll clear these dice out of here.
Okay. And then you got the heavy bolter at 3 shots.
Yep, 3 shots. It's sustained anyways. It is a twin-linked heavy bolter. It doesn't matter because we're rolling all wounds anyway. So heavy bolter, 3 hits. Strength 5, so 4s to wound you. So you got 3.
Save them all. Still love it.
The stubbers, we'll do them both because they're both re-rolling all wounds
out in the devastating wound column for the moment.
Yeah. So we got 2 sustained. These will be 5s to wound you.
Wasn't one of those? Oh yeah,
I threw 1 back in for this thing. So you got 3 more saves, 1 damage piece.
No, I was going to say about the twin link, but I forgot. Tell him. Oh, takes a wound. Still alive. What else you got?
Then this is the 10-shot battery of bullets, defensive things. I forget what it's called. This has got a 10-shot thing that kind of takes.
Where's the laser going?
I'm just waiting until we get to the character.
Oh, okay. The laser is on.
Yeah, laser
got
left.
it.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going anywhere else. So these, unfortunately, are not dev. It is strength 4, so I do need 5s to wound you. This is the reroll. Got a bunch of wounds though, but no AP or anything. So you got 8 more saves.
Oh, you finished the squad. So the squad's down, but the character is sitting with full health.
And then we do the missile pod. The 1-shot hits and wounds.
Save.
2 big old laser blasts. Ooh, we're gonna reroll that. 2 hits. 2s to wound you on your invuln, sir.
All right, do these one at a time. First one saves it. Second one, and it's +4 damage. So unless you roll a 1, oh man, I don't see my Grandmaster doing much else for me for the rest of the game. So go on, roll that 1 for me.
No, 2, 6.
And that's exactly 6 wounds, and I believe that's exactly enough to kill him. I was wrong. He has 7 wounds. He is alive with 1 wound remaining. There's not much luck there. I mean, he's gonna, well, Lane's just going to have to shoot something else at him to finish him off. But hey, he's alive. So now we're going to move over here to these Terminators that are on top. They have a lane, pun intended, around the outside to the Purifiers. So once again, we're looking at more Gatling assault cannons.
Yep, assault cannons. So this is 18 shots. Here we go.
Yep. And we are still sitting. This is a Tome of Ectoclade target.
Yep, Tome of Ectoclade. So really hit some wounds. Sustained is still going on. So we got 3 sustained so far. This is the reroll.
One more.
One more sustained. So that's 4 sustained. Yep. So we got 2 more hits than we had shots. And then 6s are dev. So we're just going to fish for the 6s.
Okay, looks like we got 3.
Start off with 3.
3 so far.
I believe that's average math.
And then
these are strength 6. There'll be 3s to wound you. 3 more devs.
Okay. And then 3s to wound, like you said.
Yep.
Oh, that one wasn't.
Was that okay.
That was a 1. Yep. I knew it tipped that way.
So you got 6 saves and then 6 dev wounds.
All right, 6 2-ups. Stop all those. And so you kill 1, 2, 3 guys. No, I'm sorry. 3 guys and leave a wound in the squad.
Okay.
All right. Now over here, for the last of lanes shooting down this lane, is this little heavy bolter dude in here and the Invader ATV. So still all your Tome of Ectoclade stuff and everything. We're just going to do this one quickly, though.
Still going. This is 8 shots from the Gatling cannon on the Invader ATV. So we already got we got 3 6s, so all those hit. So 8 shots turns into 11 hits. Looking for 6s, of course. Just 1 6 to start with.
I like it.
And then 4 more 6s.
Okay,
and these will be 3s to wound you because so you got 4 saves and then 5 devs on top.
And the devastating wound happen after?
Devs happen after.
Okay, because it kind of does matter. All right, so first we have 4 saves. Save them all.
Yep.
Okay, so now there's 5 devastating wounds. So here's what happens. I lose the Purifiers, and then Crow zeroes out the first one because of his own inheritability. So yeah, go ahead and pull both the Purifiers, and then Crow will take 1 wound because of his thingy.
And what does he start at? 5?
I think he's 5. We'll double check in a second, but I'm pretty sure he's 5. I was wrong about the other dude, so. But now you have that heavy bolter still. Yeah,
well, I got the twin link bolter on the ATV. 2 wounds, no AP.
Okay. Save.
Oh, stop it. And then
I get 6s on 2-ups.
The heavy bolter on the Mastercrafted heavy bolter from the company command squad. This bad boy is twin linked 2. It's ballistic steel 3 and heavy, and he didn't move. So or sustained 2.
He didn't move or did move?
He did not.
Okay.
So he actually hits on the 2s because it's the company heroes. They're super good. So strength 5 T4, I assume on Crow.
Yeah.
So 3s. Yep. You got 5. These are 3 damage apiece because it's Mastercrafted. It is AP 1, but you do get cover.
Oh, I'll save 6. 2 of them. That'll be 6 in total.
Yeah, it's Mastercrafted heavy bolter. It's 3 damage. Brutality.
Yeah, I don't think I see Crow doing anything else in this matchup, so I think it's just best to let him die. So I think Crow's just going to go away.
Amazing.
All right, here's the last of it for the turn. So Lane's going to put the tank into a couple things over there. Lane, just go through it real quickly. Because
I'm going to put the Gatling cannon into the last model from that Terminator squad. And then most everything else in the Land Raider. Well, the big laser and everything else is the Land Raider. Or we're not going to roll all the Land Raider shots in the camera because I'm going to be hitting with a bunch of piddly stuff. But here's the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon into that Terminator character. So 12 shots. I'm hitting you on 3s.
No. 1. Oh, you
one
get that
sustained.
one back. Yeah.
And then we are dev wounds.
Yep.
So
you just need 1 6.
6s are magical.
There it is.
And then I'm going to fish for them just so that we can see how many I got this turn. How many I generated, even though he's dead.
2 more.
So a total of 4. So he is super dead. We're going to roll the Land Raider off camera, and we'll be back for some charging. Okay, so we did shoot away the Terminators. We did shoot away the Purifiers, which was 10 models plus Stellan Crow. And then we put the Heavy Laser Destroyer into the Land Raider. Almost got him. Did 9 damage with one of the shots getting through. DJ did True Silver there, so he was getting 4 up saves, but he did fail 1. So, and then we just got 1 charge here where the Outrider is going to zip in to these Interceptors. Should be able to pick them up because I still have Sustained going on, and I still have I get +1 to wound from the Chaplain and a bunch of tech. So we'll roll that out and be back. Okay, the fight phase did not go as well as I hoped. The Chaplain on 5 attacks got 7 wounds because he rolled some Sustained, but he's only AP1. These guys have 2 up armor, so they made all of their 3 up saves. So I only ended up killing 1 of these guys in the combat, and then DJ, when he punched back, did pick up, got 4 wounds, got through, so he picked up the ATV and then one of the other bikes. So that's it. Now, for this turn, I did score Secure No Man's Land and Storm Hostile Objective, and the big news is that my dev wound total is 36. I did get 5 in turn 1, so I picked up, I did 31 dev wounds in this turn. Like I said, the number I was guessing would be around 40, but I did lose both Gladiator Reapers. So that's 24 dev wound shots that I lost. So I'm actually pretty happy with doing about 31 in this single turn. Pretty good production because I picked up 2 big units that had 2 up saves. And then also, did some more damage to the Land Raider. So it's not an overwhelming amount of destruction, but it's certainly a sufficient amount for what we're trying to do there. So that's it. 10 on secondaries for me. On to DJ's turn.
Well, I started the turn with 2 librarians, moved to 1 out that hurt himself, and Lane decided to overwatch.
Yeah, it turns out I still have my Sustained ability going on because it goes to my next command phase, and I rolled 2 6s with the big dumb laser. So got 4 wounds on him. Each one was D6 plus 4 damage, so we picked up the librarian.
Right. So we got Bring It Down and Cleanse. So Bring It Down is going to be this take in the middle. We're going to try and take it out. It's got 11 wounds left, and we have some good weapons to do it with. I was very hesitant on whether I wanted to fall back from the bikes or not. I chose not. And so we're going to try and just get rid of them with all our fancy Grey Knight shenanigans. We also have a fully healed librarian that could, do some work. These Terminators are here kind of threatening. I'd like to put some heat into them, but I got to make sure that I take care of everything else first. I picked up the Strike and the Interceptor, 1 squad Interceptors. These Strike came down here. They're going to cleanse for me to at least get 3 points off that. And then over here, the Interceptors landed, and since Lane has no command points to pick up, they're just going to shoot from here and then fall back behind the wall in safety and just put some extra little maybe shots onto the tank. Every wound can count. Dread Knight's in position. He's going to go whooping and a walloping on that tank if it's still there in the charge phase. And Land Raider battle shocked on 1 wound, and he's still got guns though. He's still going to shoot. All right, time to do some shooting. All right, now I'm not too disappointed about the librarian since this guy back-to-back 6s and just smacked the Terminators for 9 wounds on his ability. Man, that is some brutal stuff there, man. Into other news as well. We didn't do anything to the bikes yet. We're just going to try and fight them in combat. We're going to bring the librarian in. And the Dread Knight, he's gonna charge in and try and finish off the big beastly tank.
And guess what stratagem DJ's going to use?
It may be shocking to some. Land Raider didn't do too bad. I'm considering all things considered. It was able to hit and put a little bit of work into some stuff with but in Vulns, yeah, it's going to be rough. He's on 1 wound. He's just waiting for a good breeze to take him out. And then the Interceptors just shot and fell back. So, all right, all that's left is to do some charges and punch some things. So I'm really happy I've actually done more damage to vehicles than at these tanks. I blew one up. Okay, I blew one up. That's all I care about. I'm so happy right now. I just blew one of those things up. How many games have those just decimated my Necrons? Feeling that Dread Knight, slam into it for 6 mortal wounds, and then kick it with a hammer to finish it off. So happy. So happy it's gone. And it scored me 5 points for Bring It Down, so it was a good time to do it. Over here, this Chaplain he must have left his batteries for his cruisers at home because I've saved every one of those 2 damage. The other guys did pick up another one, and Livy did a little bit of work himself. So we got these guys down to 3. We got 8 on secondaries because we did cleanse back here with the strike, and we will pass this back over to Lane. He'll get a 10 on primary because we were able to grab that center objective from him to not let him get that 15.
All right, my secondaries are behind enemy lines and area denial. Now, I can't do behind enemy lines this turn. Didn't have quite the movement. I could have advanced Terminators, but I want to get my shots off. So we are going to go for area denial, though. So we oathed of momented the Nemesis Dread Knight. So we're going to shoot him. We fell back here. The chaplain and the bike squad, they did fail their battle shock test. However, they did not suffer any desperate breakout losses, so they did fall back. Because we under our moved more than 9 inches away, he can't miss the demos away. We scooched around these guys a little bit so we can shoot down here. I would like that librarian to die. He's rolling 6s, and I don't like it. So we're going to put some shots out there and see what we kill. So I pull off area denial by blasting away the Nemesis Dread Knight here. This lone Terminator with the assault cannon picked off the last wound on the Land Raider by getting 1 dev wound to go through because that Land Raider had 1 wound left. These Eradicators ended up shooting the Librarian but failed to do any damage to him. We did pick off a couple wounds with the Gatling cannon on the ATV downtown here. So we were able to get him down to 2, but he's still going to be out there doing damage. Maybe he'll battle shock or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I score 5 for area denial. Nothing on behind enemy lines, but I'm set up. So I'm actually going to keep that for my turn just to see if I can complete that for a solid 5. On to DJ.
All right, going into turn 4, I still have some stuff, but there is still one big dumb tank shooting at me. I think he's going to be there for the rest of the game. So I picked up my interceptors and my strike. I have behind enemy lines and deploy teleport homers. So these interceptors came back in. I got the side cannon just dangling out there, and he's going to shoot at the Eradicators in the middle. And these interceptors are going to also try to move the Eradicators in the middle. While this doesn't have very much to do, I don't want Lane to get that primary point, so I want to take that away from him. Over here, the strike came back in Lane's deployment zone, nice and hidden. They're going to deploy teleport homers and be one of my units for behind enemy lines, as well as the strike squad or interceptors that are going to chase these bikes down. I want to try and get them off the field and work from that position. So that's what we're going to go with. The Librarian's going to wield some powers, and we'll see how this all rolls out. All right, so we did some work. We shot, and with the Librarian, we were able to finish off that last Terminator. I really didn't want that solo dude hanging out. And then we went over into charges. The rest of the shots didn't really do anything. That was the only thing of note. So charging, we charged in here, and we're able to pick up 1 of the Eradicators, which we already took the objective just on base OC. And then over here we charged and finished off the other bikes, leaving just the chaplain. And he punched back and killed one of our dudes. So we do get 10 on secondaries and put Lane once again on a 10 on his primaries. And we will pass it over to Lane in the bottom of turn 4.
So I kept behind enemy lines, which may have not been a great idea. I don't know. And I got engaged on all fronts. I had picked up my Terminator squad at the end of the turn. So they didn't end up deep striking over here, taking DJ Sticky away there. The repulsor didn't have quite enough movement to get fully behind enemy lines, so I did have to advance these Eradicators. They won't get to shoot. I fell back with these Eradicators. I did oath these guys in the middle, and so my repulsor will hopefully hurt them. And then the chaplain fell back here trying to engage, but it's kind of redundant because we're engaging over here with these Terminators. So not huge for secondaries. We're still going to score some points.
And the Librarian is not dead. He missed a Deimos away.
The Librarian ran away, as the coward he is. On to I shoot. So we kind of rolled up all the shooting and the fighting here. Killed a lot of everything, I guess. So we did pick up these guys in the fight phase, the last 2 interceptors. We picked up 4 of these strike guys in the fight phase. We shot those guys away in the shooting phase, those strike guys. We picked up 2 of these guys.
Yep.
Right, 2 of those guys in the shooting phase. So that's it. So DJ is left with just this one guy here,
and
these 3 guys here, and the librarian who bopped away.
That ran away with the spoon. All right, my turn went relatively quick. I got area denial, as well as overwhelming force. So we brought the librarian back in and just had him destroy the center. And he got Overwatch. Luckily, he lived through it. Had to spend a command point on a reroll because almost got a 2 damage weapon, finish him off. But we'll get 8 on secondary. And that's going to be... Oh, we forgot one little combat over here in the corner. I got my little strike marine there. I get to fight... Oh, you get to fight me first. Yeah, just clobber him real quick. What do you got?
It's clobbering time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, your teeth. That's 2 wounds. Strength 8 with Thunderhammer.
Saves them both.
P2, and
then you got your power fists.
Power fists.
Oh, man.
Also strength 8. Yeah,
5
so 5.
Okay. All right, he dies. So, okay, that's going to be it. And we're going to move over into Lane's bottom of turn 5.
Oh, my gosh, guys. So I pulled Defend Stronghold and Cleanse. I had picked up my Eradicators at the end of the turn. So the Eradicators dropped in. The Terminator scooched back to Cleanse, 2 for 5. I did defend, of course. I held my home field. Company Heroes doing their job.
Game end.
And I scored my secondary or my primaries at game end. So with all that added up, I mean, we did finally kill this librarian.
But the tank poured everything in, and the librarian just said no. And Mr. Chaplin, who lost his squad, lost everything, lost all hope, and could not kill an interceptor if his life depended on it, which it kind of did in some ways. Punked the librarian, took him down.
Yeah, I fired both the ATV and the tank's Gatling cannons at it. 0 dev wounds. We wasn't able to get anything through. So for those curious, the dev wound score for the entire game was 50. And then the actual score for the actual game, Grey Knights 85, DeathWatch 84. An incredibly close game. DJ is happy. He can't really contain
First game this year. First win this year against Lane on channel.
He went first with the Grey Knights and won.
I'm happy.
Yep.
I deserve a high five.
All right. So today's
I am not tabled.
Wasn't tabled.
I have 3 models left.
There's some kiddos left. So, all right. Follow us over to the post-game battle report. We'll talk about how everything went, how everything played. We'll see you over there.